Hi my dear students, welcome back to the 10th standard English second language subject. Dear student, in this class we are going to deal with the part 3 of the previous lesson, that is a great martyr ever cherished. See, before going to know the today's class, let us glance once again what we have discussed in the part 2 of the lesson. Dear student, can any one of you guess what we discussed in the earlier classes or in the part 2 classes? Very good. I hope that you studied very well in your home. Let us glance once again, recall. Dear student, in the last class, we came to know that some important things of Mr. Hanifuddin. What are the important aspects that we knew in the last class? First thing is, Hanifuddin, at a very tender age, at the age of 8, he lost, yes, at the age of 8, he lost his father. See, his fate has ensured that he had to struggle a hardship life in his life. So that is why he had lost his father at the age of 8, when he was at 8, and then his father was working as a artist associate in a National School of Drama, whereas his mother was working as a vocal artist in Information and Broadcasting Ministry in the Indian government. So, when Hanifuddin lost his father, on the other hand, his mother had to go to her job very early in the morning, and she had a traveling job. Since she had a traveling job, she had to travel place to place every day. She could not have a time to spend with her children in the house or in the home. So that is why she left whole responsibility of taking care of the children. She was going to her job. Often she had to go to very remote places. But on the other hand, here in the house, she had 3 children or sons. See here, these 3 children had to carry their responsibilities throughout their life. Being very young or younger, they had more responsibility. Getting up in the morning, getting ready to the school, and coming from the school, some kind of household problems in the house. So these are the problems that they had to carry these things without the presence of their mom or mother. Here, Hanifuddin, he had to sacrifice the whole life in that tender age to his younger and elder brothers. See here, it is actually a tragedy for him, because being a small child, he had a lot of desire to do some things in his life, but to help his brother, he had to sacrifice something. Even though he was a brilliant boy, he was a talented boy, but he was not able to get proper or sufficient time to exhibit his talent in the life. So he hid his talent and helped his brothers. So these were the important thing what we had discussed in the last class. My dear pupil, in this class we shall move forward. What will be the important aspects and how will Hanifuddin get some hardship of life, hardship of things in his life. Let us see. Now, come to the page number 190. Come to the paragraph 4. In the last class, I read this paragraph, and now also I am going to read it again. While Hanif's elder brother Nafisuddin went on to become a teacher, as I told earlier, both of the brother, elder brother and younger brother, they wanted to have their desire in their life, but Hanifuddin did not express what was his desire before them. Hanifuddin is elder brother. My dear student, one word is there, elder. This is the antonym of the text. Let us see. Antonym. Antonym is opposite. Here is elder. We got the word elder. What is the opposite or antonym of the word elder? Yes. What is that? Younger. Isn't it? Okay. Here, elder brother Nafisuddin, he wanted to be a teacher in J.D. Tyler School in New Delhi. So when Nafisuddin, elder brother of Hanifuddin, expressed his desire that he wanted to be a teacher in J.D. School, New Delhi, Hanifuddin helped him a lot to his elder brother Nafisuddin to be a teacher, and he wished very well to him. Just he hid his desire. He did not express to his elder brother what he wanted to do in his life. New Delhi at the time of the tragedy, see, we must say that it is a tragedy in the life of Hanifuddin. See, on the other hand, one hand his elder brother Nafisuddin wanted to be a teacher, so for that thing he sacrificed his life for his elder brother. See, unfortunately, what had happened in the other hand? Let us see his younger brother what he wanted to do. One more brother. His younger brother took to composing music on his cassette. One brother wanted to become a teacher, and another brother wanted to become a musician. See, yes, what kind of life is it to Hanifuddin? Yes, that is why it is mentioned as tragedy in his life. Duranta. He wanted to sacrifice everything to everything to the brothers. Younger brother wanted to become a musician. So, he had a knowledge to composing some musics on his Casio. What is meant by Casio? Casio is nothing but it is a musical instrument. Musical instrument. He wanted to get mastery over this musical instrument, Casio. So that is why both of them, younger and elder brothers of Hanifuddin, did not take any kind of responsibility of the whole family. But unfortunately, this Hanifuddin had to take the responsibility of a whole family. What should we say? Definitely it is tragedy. Got it? See, nowadays we are observing people in our world, what they want. See, everyone is selfish. They never want to spend their single minute to anyone. They never want to give any helping hand to the needy. Such a kind of world now we are having now. My dear student, you might have come across the lesson of There Is a Girl by the Track. See, in that lesson, we come across some important thing, the tragedy of Baleshwara Mishra. See, there is a lot of contradictory between Baleshwara Mishra and Roma Thalreza. There are many differences. See, Roma Tadrisa belonged to the another state, whereas Baleshwara belonged to the another state. See how they come together and how this humanity works there. The people are the commuters in the train where Roma Tadrisa and Baleshwara Mishra were traveling. In the both train, they never come forward to help the girl. But this guy, Baleshwar Mishra, even though they do not have any relationship, he comes forward and helped the girl. He shows the mercy. See, this is the tragedy. Even though he did not get the proper education, but he shows the mercy. In the matter of mercy, he stands the first rank, isn't it? So that is a very important thing, my dear student. The very next poem after that lesson we have studied, that is quality of mercy. Portia argues in the court the greatest virtue of mercy. Mercy is the greatest virtue in the world. So no one thing cannot be compared to the thing of mercy. So here Baleshwar Mishra, here Hanifuddin, he killed himself. He killed his desire in his mind. He did not express any desire. He did not express what his goal was. Instead of expressing his goal, he helped his two brothers in his tender age. Let us see. The whole life of Hanifuddin was really tragic because he died very early in the age. Hanifuddin often, see what Hanifuddin did, what Hanifuddin do. He not only helped two brothers, but also Hanif also he accompanied to his younger brother who wanted to become a musician by helping on playing the drums. Playing the drums in the musical group, in the chorus, in the concerts. Isn't it? See how helpful he was. Isn't it? Come to the fifth paragraph. An introvert, Hanif began to make friends only by the time he was 14 years of age. He would often go out of his way to help people because that gave him a certain kind of joy. In fact, this was the quality his seniors recounted when they came to meet me after his death, explains his mother. My dear student, now Hanif is no more. Now his mother Hema Aziz explains everything. Whoever come to see the achievements of Hanifuddin in his house, she explains everything. An introvert. See what is meant by introvert? What is meant by introvert, my dear? Introvert means yes, antarmukhi in Kannada. Is that? Antarmukhi. Antarmukhi. A person who is interested in his own thoughts. Isn't it? A person, one who is interested in his own thoughts. See whom we call introvert. Introvert means antarmukhi in Kannada. The person one who is very interested in his own thoughts. Antarmukhi. Shy nature. ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಸ್ವಭಾವದವನು. ತನ್ನ ಆಸೆ ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ತನ್ನ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುದುಗಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಸೆ ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆಗಳು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. So where can we see such kind of a personality nowadays? We cannot see anywhere, isn't it? We cannot see anywhere such kind of money for this character. introvert. Hanifa began to make friends only by the time he was 14 years of age. My dear student, since he is an introvert, he never expresses his thoughts to anyone else. He started to make friends when he was at the age of 14 years. See, when he was at the age of 14, he started to make friends. My dear pupil, raise your hands. Those who do not have friends in your life. Nobody else, isn't it? Yes, like that. See, we are all started to have friends at the age of maybe it may be a 6 or 7 years, isn't it? Maybe like that. Before that, when we enter into the school life, then we started our friendship, isn't it? But whereas, see, when usually at what age do we enter to the school? Yes, 5 to 6, isn't it? At the age of 5 to 6, we started our friendship. But here, at the age of 14, until 14 years, he did not have any single friends in his life. Think about it. So until 14 years, what Hanifa did do in his house? Yes, he kept himself in the house. He sacrificed his life for the younger and elder brothers. He is the person who caused to develop, who caused to brighten, who caused to brighten the other two brothers' life. See, tragedy, sacrifice, isn't it? This is the biggest thing. Then he started at the age of 14. He would often go out of his way. See, often he used to go outside. Often he used to go outside. My dear people, here is the word often. O-F-T-E-N, often. See, what is the often means what? Yes, pade pade. Isn't it? What is the opposite of the word often? Frequently. What is that? Frequently. The opposite of the word often is frequently. See here, Hanifuddin often used to go to outside to spend his time with people. How did he like to spend his time with the people? Not like us. See how we spend our time with the friends or people in public or in society. Yes, if we have any kind of need, then only we go to our friend's house. If I need any notebook or textbook, or if I need any little money, then only we go to our friend's house to get it. But whereas here, Hanifuddin, he did not want to go to his neighboring houses. He did not go to his neighboring houses. He did not go to get any kind of help from his neighboring houses. But he did go to his neighboring houses. He did go to his public places only to not to get help from the others, but to give help to others. What is that? He wanted to give helping hand to the public. Think about it. How mind was very big. How his thoughts were very big in that very tender 14 years of age. Think about it. Now you are in a 15 to 16 years age, isn't it? See, you never think about to help the people. Sometimes, isn't it? But here, 14 years of age, Hanifuddin, he was always thinking about to help the people. Only for this reason he used to go to outside often. Go out of his way to help people because that gave him a certain kind of joy. My dear people, very interesting character. See, why did he want to give help to the people? Why did he help to the people? Why he wanted to help to the people? Because not to get any returns, not to get any money, not to get any kind of commodity, but to get off satisfaction. To get off satisfaction. My dear student, when will we get satisfaction? Yes, if we want any things, after we got that things, we will get some kind of satisfaction. Isn't it? When we have returns of that, then only we will get satisfaction. But here, different character, people-friendly character. See, he will get happiness only by helping others. By helping others. So such a great character, what we are studying now, isn't it, Alifatih? See, he used to go to the outside to help the people because this gave him a certain kind of happiness, certain kind of joy. See, what is meant by joy? Joy means happiness, isn't it? What is opposite about joy? When you put joy, sorrow. What is that? Sorrow or unhappy or grief. These are the synonym of sorrow. Isn't it? Yes, now in this way he would get happiness. In fact, this was the quality his seniors recounted when they came to meet me after his death. See, when he was working as a soldier in various places of our country, he used to give helping hand to his colleagues or his seniors or his juniors in the army. See, this was the quality where his seniors were recalled or recounted when they visited the house of Hanifuddin after his death. See, everything is recalling by his mother Hema Aziz, and she is sharing these things to the visitors. Explains his mother. See how very interesting character what we are discussing about the greatest personality of what is that? His name? Hanifuddin. My dear student, here is some verbs. Gave. See, let us see V1, V2 and V3. Let us know. See, as you know, V1 refers that present, V2 refers that past, and V3 refers as past participle. Past participle. My dear student, now I have taken an example of gave. What is that? Gave. Past tense. Isn't it? See, what is the present form of, or what is the V1 form of gave? Give. Very good. And then, what is the V3 form of gave? Yes, given. What is that? Given. Got it? And then the one more is take. What is the V2 form of take? Good. Took. What is the V3 form of take? Taken. There are many verbs. You should write and convert into other verbs or other tenses. Got it? Now come to the sixth paragraph. I hope that you were catching my point. Now, come to the sixth paragraph. And he was able to reach out to all. Hema mentions that a 77-year-old gentleman who paid a condolence visit to Hanifuddin's house recalled how Hanif had approached him with some queries related to Sufism. Very interesting one. My dear student, when he joined to the army, when he was working as a soldier in the army department, here he was able to reach out all. He was able to reach out to all. It shows that, see, he has a good character. He has a good, what we can say that, he was able to reach out all. He did not have any ego. He was helping to the others, and he had a greatest knowledge about music. He had a greatest knowledge about helping nature, and he always having the knowledge of how to give service to the nation, and also he had a great knowledge how to use the utilization of time, and these are the important things that he had. He could reach all people, and he was very popular in his regiment. Hema mentions that a 77-year-old gentleman. See, Hema ji, mother of Hanifuddin, she recalls his more characters, his more good qualities. See, among them, one important quality that when a 77-year-old gentleman who visited Hanifuddin house to see the beauty of that house, then Hema Aji explained a very important quality of Hanifuddin. See what is the important quality of Hanifuddin? Let us see. See who paid a condolence visit to Hanifuddin's house. This 77-year-old gentleman had visited that house to give condolence, to give respect to the achievement of Hanifuddin bravery. When he came to there, recalled how Hanif had approached him with some queries. So this 77-year-old gentleman was a senior officer where Hanifuddin was working in the army. He came to the house of Hanifuddin and he recalled how Hanifuddin had a great knowledge about Sufism. See, what is that? Sufism. So what is meant by Sufism? My dear people, come to the glossary. Sufism is a religious philosophy that advocate attainment of Godhood through prayer, meditation, simple and strict way of living. See here, Sufism it is one of the religions of the world, isn't it? It is nothing but the way of prayer to reach the God. Here, Hanifuddin used to ask many questions. Queries means questions, doubts. He used to ask many questions or doubts related to Sufism to the 77-year-old gentleman when they were working together in the army. So this was recalled by 77-year-old gentleman when he visited to the Hanifuddin house to give condolence for his death. I hope you understand. I hope that you understand. Okay. Sufism related to Sufism. Now, come to the 7th paragraph, my dear. Hanif was a student of Kerala school in New Delhi and had applied to the army when he was graduating from Shivaji College, New Delhi. Yet Hanif did not know much about the army. The only exposure my sons had was through me. Hema is explaining everything. As I had often gone to the forward areas on performances for the armed forces entertainment wing. My dear, okay, my dear students, now I am going to end this session. Now we have discussed up the 6th paragraph. Okay, the 7th paragraph will be discussed in the next class. Okay, now let us know few more verbs from the text. Here is one, meet. Meet. What is the V2 form of meet? Met. And the V3 form of meet is met. Okay. And then cut. Cut. words. Okay, and we can also take one example, that is wheat. Okay, that is homophone. Let us glance the homophone now. My dear pupil, in the last classes I explained about homophone more and more, isn't it? Can any of you guess? Homophones. My dear, what is meant by homophone? Yes, homophones are the words which we pronounce alike but different in spelling and meaning. Shall I repeat once again? Okay. Homophones are the words which we pronounce alike but different in spelling and meaning. Take an example. See, homophones are like these. That is why I underlined meat. Okay, take this example. Meat. Homophone, meat, and another meat. ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುವುದು ಮಾಂಸ. ಹೌದಾ? ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುವುದು ಮಾಂಸ. See, both are pronouncing alike. Both are pronouncing alike, but different in spelling. Different in spelling and meaning. ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗು ಮಾಂಸ. Okay, so for these things we can call homophone. Few more examples. Let us see. There are many. For example, S-O-N son, S-U-N son. And then sight. S-I-G-H-T sight, S-I-T-E sight. And very one, W-E-E-K week, and one more W-E-A-K. Okay. And then new, K-N-E-W, new, and another one is N-E-W. See, these are the a few examples for today's class of homophones. My dear student, what should you do is you must write the definition of homophone and the 20 examples of homophones. This is today's homework. Along with that, textual homework are take down the question. That is, how does the writer describe? Come to page number 191, question number 5th. How does the writer describe the introvert Hanif? Question number 5. Okay, you should answer these both questions. Okay, my dear people, I hope that all of you understood today's class. Okay, shall we close the class? Okay, I hope that you understood very well, and the remaining things will be discussed in the next class. Until then, study well, read well, and use your. Thank you so much.